Captain's Log, Stardate 51721.3. The Dominion War is heating up in a very weird way. Just last week, the Romulans weren't doing anything actively helpful about raids into the neutral zone by those bullies in the Dominion, but now I'm getting word that they're actively joining the Federation side and declaring war against those Ketracel White Huffers. Crazy. Like, how does that even happen? Which commander had to sell their soul to get that to happen, am I right? Wait, I don't remember this episode of Lower Decks. That handsome captain is right, though. It's crazy how things played out during the biggest conflict in the Alpha Quadrant. Star Trek Deep Space Nine's big season-spanning kerfuffle was rich with story, showing off every aspect of the horrors of war, even in the 24th century. It's against this backdrop that the single greatest episode of Star Trek, in my humble opinion, was set. In The Pale Moonlight, Season 6's 19th episode tells the tale of Captain Benjamin Sisko's struggle to complete a log regarding his most recent activities. Activities that are more than a little suspect and unbecoming of a Starfleet officer, much less a commanding force in the Federation. But I wanted to bring up something very important first. Listen to this bit of the episode, especially that last line.
Garrick was right about one thing. A guilty conscience is a small price to pay for the safety of the Alpha Quadrant. So I will learn to live with it. Because I can live with it. I can live with it.
There. That is the most brilliant line in an already incredible episode. And now that I lay out that thesis, let's provide some context. As mentioned, in The Pale Moonlight's framing device is that of Captain Benjamin Sisko's log entry, going over the events of the previous 2 weeks, and it kicks off nicely. He can't even remember the start date. I know there's a war going on, but even so, that's a heavy level of disassociation right off the bat. Then we go into the reasoning for the log. This is meant to be a breakdown of the events of the prior weeks and where things went wrong. Now, self-reflection is important, but is that the only reason, Benny boy? Now we enter the explanation. The Dominion War, this conflict between the Federation and this mighty force from the Gamma Quadrant known as the Dominion, isn't going smoothly at all, as the Dominion has gained allies that have come with a built-in hate of the Federation. A recent tradition for the front line at Deep Space Nine is to review the lists of the dead every Friday. A grim tradition. Of course, all this is possible because the Romulan Empire, the biggest Fed haters this side of a 90s ECW fan, had non-aggression treaties with the Dominion, allowing them to get away with shit. Sisko knows the only solution is to get the Romulans to join them in the war, and the person he chooses to enlist in this is Elim goddamn Garrick. Now, to the uninitiated, let's just say that Garrick is a simple tailor, and definitely not a former spy of Cardassia, an ex-member of the Cardassian KGB, and someone willing to do crazy shit to achieve his goal. I mean, Sisko did say that he is prepared to do whatever it takes to do this. So when Beta Z, home of horny empaths and Deanna Troi, falls at the hands of the Dominion, Sisko is feeling the heat, so he checks in with Garrick, who informs them that all of the contacts he reached out to are dead, and that maybe it's time for a different approach. Deepfakes! Garrick recommends faking a meeting between high-level Dominion peeps, detailing an invasion plan for Romulus, and he knows just the guy who can do it. Except this guy, Tolar, is a creep, and has a history with Garrick, and later attacks Quark, lovable rapscallion he is, over rowdy behavior. Sisko even starts doubting that this is the right path, but persists anyway. Anything for the plan, right? Up to and including bribery, it seems. Quark isn't happy about being attacked, and Odo, Goo Man Lawman and my baby boy, is also unamused at this tomfoolery and shenaniganry. However, Sisko needs this guy, so he tells Odo the guy is working for him, but Odo confirms that it's Quark's prerogative if he wants to press charges. Sisko steps in to ask Quark who is adamant for justice, to look the other way, leading to this wonderful line from our favorite Ferengi.
I think we can call it a bribe. And thank you, Captain. Thank you for restoring my faith in the 98th rule of acquisition. Every man has his price.
But it's fine! It's totally fine! He needs to do this to prevent further bloodshed. Morality is a luxury in wartime. Crash outs! Except now, Garrick needs some trade fodder to get a key component for their whole plan. Nothing big, a highly controlled substance that can be used for genetic experimentation and weapons manufacture. Sisko outright denies this at first, but less than a moment later...
Hold. 200 liters is out of the question. There's not that much gel in the entire sector.
Anyway, Sisko asks Bashir, who protests it and insists the order is given in writing, which he will protest in his log. It's that bad that Julian Bashir will grow a spine in this moment. Man, the pressure must be mounting for Sisko, considering he threatens Tolar later on when reviewing the deepfake hologram. Oh, it should also be noted that Starfleet has actually approved of this mission. Maybe there is something to the thought of that morality as a luxury. But what's not a luxury is a subscription to this channel. Haha, all that entails is a button press. Also, liking and sharing. Trying a new thing out. Love you all, really. Seriously. There's more video. I'm not done. Anyway, now to the meeting with the Romulan Senator, Vreenak. He's already the guy who brokered the non-aggression pact with the Dominion, so Sisko has a lot of work cut out for him. Thankfully, the deepfake will do it. Right? Right?
It's a fake.
Welp, all for nothing it seems. Well, now it's time to deal with the consequences, which will definitely never be the same.
We just received word from Starfleet Intelligence that a Romulan shuttlecraft carrying a high-ranking senator has just been destroyed.
Which senator?
Senator Vreenak. He was returning to Romulus from a diplomatic mission to Sakara when his shuttle exploded.
The Dominion assassinated a Romulan senator.
On a diplomatic mission.
That changes everything.
Wait, holy shit, what? That's not a consequence, that's a good thing! But who could have done such a... right. So yeah, it turns out that Garrick had taken his own steps to ensure this op worked. He sabotaged the ship of Senator Vreenak, he also made sure that the deepfake guy was dead to cut off loose ends, and all in the name of making it look like the Dominion did it. This way, if the rod is found by the Romulan Secret Service, the Tal Shiar, it would look like the fake was actually just damaged, meaning those imperfections would be down to the damage. The Romulans would join the war.
And all it cost was the life of one Romulan senator, one criminal, and the self-respect of one Starfleet officer. I don't know about you, but I'd call that a bargain.
Thus leading to those wonderful final moments. All episode, Sisko has been trying to rationalize everything that had led to this moment. The Romulans were their allies for once, and the Dominion was being pushed back. Millions of lives will be saved now, and he can live with it. Except...
So I will learn to live with it. Because I can live with it. I can live with it.
Listen to how he says it. This is not a man boldly confirming that he can live with these crimes. This is a man who's trying to convince himself that he can. He's doing it in that way where one tries to convince another, in this case the log or the audience, that he can live with it. But the way he says it, the tone in his voice, the almost pleading intonation, that says more about his mental state than anything else in this episode. Avery Brooks as Sisko delivers this line perfectly, and even nearly 30 years later, I still get chills every time I watch it. Avery Brooks is an incredible actor, his time as Sisko in particular, it always resonated with me. If you want to see some masterclass in acting, watch it in The Pale Moonlight. Also watch Farther Out Beyond the Stars, I think was the episode name, is the one where he, instead of being Ben Sisko, he's Benny Russell, a science fiction writer in the 50s or 60s where civil rights weren't the best. That he is incredible in that. This is completely unscripted. I just added this last minute because, damn, Avery Brooks, amazing. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I just really like how this line was delivered, and I want to talk about it. What? I'm a big fan of storytelling, as previously stated, and one of the big things in storytelling is tone. From setting to cinematography to the actual tone taken when delivering lines. And while the entire episode showed Avery Brooks delivering lines like a man pleading for forgiveness, whether from himself or from the audience, this last line is just... love it. Do you agree? Sound off and let me know what you think.